Scout Riku's solo patrol pushed deeper into the forest than any maps showed. Then he heard a rustle. Behind a gnarled trunk, a shape moved. Not an animal, a man, thin as a wraith, watching.
That face, the sunken eyes, the tangled hair. It's him, the deserter from the old wanted posters. Don't move. I know exactly who you are, Kenji.
Wait. Please, listen. I am not your enemy. I never was.
Those scars on his arms. They're too clean, too deliberate. Not battle damage.
I have proof. I know the truth about the Titans. Where they really come from.
A deserter would say anything to save his skin. But why does he show me this now?
These scars, they're from the facility. The place where they make Titans. I escaped.
Riku's blade held steady, but inside, a tremor spread. The man's words were impossible, yet the scars were real.
You escaped? How? And why should I believe a deserter?
I was a guard there. I saw things that should never exist. The screams. I ran.
If he's lying, he's a master. But those scars, I've never seen anything like them.
Slowly, Riku lowered the blade. His hand trembled not from fear, but from the weight of discarding protocol.
There's a Survey Corps cache not far. You'll be hidden there until I decide what to do.
They moved silently through the brush. The cache was a hollow dug into a hillside, camouflaged by years of neglect.
Thank you. I know what this costs you.
Don't thank me yet. Show me the scars. All of them.
Every prisoner that entered the conversion room came out a Titan. I watched them go inhuman, and monsters emerged.
Riku stared at the surgical scars, lit by fire. He was now an accomplice to a fugitive. The gravity pressing down, the walk back to base felt heavier with every step. Riku's mind was a storm of Kenji's words, and the irreversible line he'd crossed. He slipped inside well after dark. The barracks were still, only the sound of sleeping soldiers. Riku moved like a thief in his own home.
I used to be the soldier who never broke a rule. Now I am lying to everyone I trust.
Morning arrived too quickly. Yuki found him at the mess table, eyes sharp with a friend's concern.
Riku, you didn't file your patrol report last night. That's not like you.
I was exhausted. The East Woods were clear. No signs of any movement. The lie slid out easily, but it burned going down.
Clear? You've got that look, like you are carrying something heavier than a patrol pack. What happened out there?
Nothing. I am just tired from the solo patrol. I'll write the report after breakfast.
Yuki didn't push, but he watched Riku for a long moment. The trust between them, built over years, now held its first hairline fracture. Riku knew he couldn't keep Kenji alive without supplies. That night, he resolved to take what was needed. The storage room was unlocked at dawn. Riku filled his pack with dried meat, bandages, and a jar of ointment, each item stolen with a prayer.
This goes against everything, but Kenji was hollow. I can't let him die.
The forest trail seemed narrower than before. Each rustle in the underbrush tightened his grip on the pack straps.
Here, I brought medicine too. You need to stay strong. We're in this together.
The facility is untouchable. They don't leave witnesses. You are risking your life for nothing. I guarded the outer door for 3 years. I saw the prisoners' faces. They were broken before they went inside.
Kenji's fingers traced the raised scars on his neck. His voice dropped to a murmur, as if the walls had ears.
He's not lying. Pain like that doesn't come from a story.
Riku stayed until the fire died. When he left, the mystery had become a mission, and Kenji his charge. Riku's visits became a dangerous rhythm. Every third day, he disappeared into the woods, with a heavier pack and a lighter conscience.
I drew this from memory. The facility is built into a mountain pass. 3 outer walls, 1 entrance.
Kenji smoothed a crumpled map across the dirt floor. Its ink was faded, but the lines were deliberate.
This isn't a shelter scribble. Only someone who lived there could mark the guard stations this precisely.
They never let the guards inside the conversion chamber. But I found this in the waste incinerator before I ran.
He handed over a torn parchment, charred at one edge, bearing a fragment of the royal crest.
This seal, it's authentic. How did you get it out?
The night I deserted, there was an accident. A Titan breached the containment. I grabbed what I could.
That night, Riku started a hidden journal. Every detail from Kenji's testimony went into ink, a trail of treason.
If anything happens to me, someone has to find this.
A week later, Yuki restocked the storage shelves and froze. The ration boxes had been nearly emptied, far beyond patrol allowances.
Riku's solo patrols don't account for this, and he's been vanishing every third afternoon. Riku, the supply log doesn't match your filed routes. You've taken twice the rations of anyone else.
He's been watching the logs. Of course he has. I've been training extra hours, building endurance. It burns through supplies faster.
Training. And what about the medical ointment? You are not injured.
He won't let this go. I have to give him something. It's a muscle tear. I didn't want to scare the squad with a report. I'll replace it next pay.
Yuki's eyes didn't soften. He nodded once, a gesture that promised this wasn't over.
One more slip, and he'll report me. The walls are closing in.
3 days later, Riku slipped out at dusk. Before he cleared the tree line, he felt eyes on his back. A twig snapped behind him in the forest. Riku's heart slammed against his ribs.
He followed me. Yuki, I can't lead him to Kenji.
Without missing a stride, Riku turned west, away from the cache, toward the old training grounds.
This isn't the route to patrol. Where are you really going, Riku?
Yuki, I am just pushing my endurance. Solo night drills.
Night drills? Without telling any of us? You've been disappearing for weeks.
He's not buying it. I have to give him something real. I failed a combat assessment last month. I've been too ashamed to admit I am doing remedial training.
Yuki uncrossed his arms, but his eyes held the cold certainty of a friend who knew he was being lied to. Riku finally reached the cache, but the silence inside was wrong. Kenji didn't stir at the sound of his boots. Kenji lay crumpled against the wall, his scarred arms wrapped around his ribs. His face was a mask of agony.
The scars, they burn from the inside, like the serum still gnawing at my bones.
You are burning up. This ointment isn't enough.
Kenji's eyes rolled back. He started muttering about bright lights and straps on a table.
No more injections. I won't go back.
He's reliving the conversion chamber. The infection is spreading into his mind.
Riku pressed a damp cloth to Kenji's forehead, but the fever didn't break. He needed medicine. Real medicine.
We can't stay here. There's a medical outpost 3 hours north. I'll carry you if I have to.
Kenji barely managed a nod. Riku hoisted him up, knowing this was the riskiest thing he'd ever do. Riku half-carried Kenji through the dark, every snapped branch a crack of thunder in the silent forest.
The patrol routes converge by the creek. If we reach it before dawn, we have a chance.
Torchlight flickered through the trees. Riku shoved Kenji into the bushes, clamping a hand over his mouth.
Search every thicket. The deserter can't have gotten far on foot.
The torchlight swept inches from their hiding spot. Kenji's eyes were white with terror, but he didn't make a sound. Dawn broke over the medical outpost. Riku dragged Kenji behind a shed, both of them collapsing in exhaustion.
Nurse Hana, there's a man dying from needles and knives. He needs your help. Please.
Needles and knives? What are you talking about? Bring him around back, quickly.
Hana studied Riku's desperation, then disappeared inside and returned with a lantern. Her silence the only permission needed. Riku lifted Kenji one more time. The shed door creaked open, and inside, the darkness promised a fragile safety. Hana peeled back Kenji's rags under the lantern light. Her clinical expression shattered into horror.
These incisions, they were done with a scalpel. They are surgical, not accidental.
I was a guard. I don't know what they did inside, but the prisoners came out different.
Hana reached for a dusty file in the corner. She remembered a forbidden text from her nursing days.
These diagrams match his scars. The procedure was experimental. This is from before the walls fell.
The diagrams show layers of tissue removed, glands altered. This wasn't medicine. This was fabrication.
Riku held the page next to Kenji's arm. The visual match was undeniable.
What were they trying to do? What was the goal of this surgery?
I don't know. But these notes talk about serum injections and physical restructuring. It's like they were rebuilding him.
In the shed, the three of them shared an unspoken horror. The scars were a map to something unspeakable.
The diagram shows restraint marks on the wrists and ankles. A guard wouldn't have been strapped down. Kenji, you said you were a guard. But these incisions track exactly with the prisoner diagram.
No, I guarded the outer door. I told you.
Guards have defensive wounds, not surgical tissue removal along the spine. What really happened to you?
Kenji's eyes broke. He sank to his knees, hands clawing at his scarred neck.
I was a prisoner, condemned to conversion. They put me on the table and injected the serum. A Titan breached the facility mid-procedure. I was half changed, still strapped down. I ran, blindly.
He's not a deserter. He's a survivor of the process. The only one.
The fever, the scarring. Your body rejected the change. You are living proof.
The lie that had protected Kenji for years crumbled in the lantern light. He was not a guard who witnessed horror, but its victim.
They took me from a prison cell. I was a thief. They said I'd serve the kingdom differently.
Kenji's voice hollowed into the past. The shed became a sterile corridor.
Every day, I heard screams behind the steel door. When my turn came, I fought.
The conversion table was cold. Straps bit his wrists as the needle pierced his neck.
The serum burned like molten lead. My bones cracked, reshaping.
The wall exploded. A Titan's arm reached through, and the room became a slaughterhouse.
I crawled out while guards died. The Titan didn't see me, too broken to matter.
A Titan saved him, a single aberration that cracked open the secret. Cruel, precise fate.
I am not a witness. I am the dirty evidence they buried, and I am still dying from it.
Riku's path was clear. Kenji was not a deserter to hide, but a truth to be thrown from the highest wall.
We can't keep hiding. The truth has to be seen by people who can't deny it.
Next week, the capital holds a mandatory medical inspection for all soldiers. Dr. Sato will lead it.
A public examination with Sato. If they examine Kenji in front of everyone, the evidence will be undeniable.
But if I am caught before, they'll hang us both.
If you die in hiding, the truth dies with you. We have to take that risk.
I can find a medical corps uniform. You'll need to look like one of us.
I'll need transfer papers. I can copy a seal from an old order.
You are really going to do this? For me?
Not just for you. For everyone who screams behind those walls.
By the time the lantern burned low, the plan was set. Their lives would intersect with 1,000 witnesses or end at the gates, in a dusty corner of Hana's quarters. Riku worked a quill. Every stroke of the forged seal was a countdown. He slipped out at dusk and returned with a white medical coat lifted from an unattended laundry line. Kenji stared at himself in a broken mirror shard, the coat hiding his scars but not the hollow stare.
Your name is now Kaito, a medical orderly transferred from the southern sector. Repeat it.
Kaito. I am Kaito. And I barely speak. They'll think I am mute.
Good. Trauma from a Titan attack explains silence. Keep your head down.
Outside, the garrison posted fresh warrants. Captain Takeda's voice echoed through the district, promising to search every wagon.
They're getting closer. I can feel it.
We move tonight. Before the cordon tightens, the outpost will be our last safe point.
Kenji nodded, clutching the coat like armor. The forged papers were tucked inside, the only bridge from fugitive to fact. They joined the early morning flow of medical personnel, a sea of white coats on the Capitol Road. No one looked twice. The gate rose ahead, iron teeth guarded by garrison soldiers. Captain Takeda's voice sliced through the crowd.
He's checking every face. Keep your head down. Just another orderly.
You two, stop. Transfer papers. Now.
Riku handed over the forged documents, his pulse a silent drum against the parchment.
Southern Medical Corps, Unit 14, seal matches. No warrants flagged.
A single nod. Takeda waved them through. Kenji's knees almost buckled with relief.
We passed, but the hardest part is still ahead, convincing Sato.
Kenji kept his eyes on the cobblestones, the massive gate swinging shut behind them. The Capitol opened wide. Somewhere beyond the crowd, the white tent of the medical inspection waited. The square was a swarm of white coats and soldiers. In the center, the medical tent loomed, the one place a fugitive could be seen and not arrested.
There. Dr. Sato's at the main table. This is our only window.
I can't. Not in front of all these people. They'll see me, and...
They'll see the truth. That's the point. Look at me. You've survived the thing they fear most. When I push you forward, don't speak. Just show them your arms. Let the scars do the talking.
The last time I showed these, I was running for my life. Now, I have to stand still.
Kenji's hands trembled, but he gave a single sharp nod. The fugitive mask crumbled. Only the evidence remained.
Then let's go. And if they try to stop us, I'll shout over them.
Together, they stepped out of the crowd's anonymity and into the clear space before the inspection table. Dr. Sato glanced up from his clipboard, his brow furrowing at the two men approaching unannounced.
Dr. Sato, this man bears the proof. Examine his scars, they show where titans are made.
Kenji tore off the coat. His scarred torso gleamed in the daylight, and the square froze. The crowd's gasp was a wave. Soldiers recoiled, their hands twitching toward their blades.
What is the meaning of this disturbance? Identify yourself immediately.
Here. The serum was injected here. I was a prisoner turned into a half-titan and escaped.
Sato's hand trembled as he traced the injection scar, his composure crumbling.
Surgical, not traumatic. This is a deliberate procedure. I've never seen diagrams for this.
A low murmur became a rumble. The crowd pressed closer, hungry for the truth.
He's seeing it. The evidence is undeniable. Just a little more.
Kenji stood exposed, his scars a silent testimony. Sato's fingers paused, but the final word hung unspoken.
These scars are not from combat. They are the result of a complex surgical procedure, experimental and undocumented.
The crowd's murmur erupted into shouts. Soldiers looked at each other, the horror of implications spreading like a contagion.
I was a prisoner. They injected something into me that started to change my body. I felt my bones reform.
And the procedure was interrupted. That's why you survived.
A titan breached the room. It tore the place apart. I was still strapped down, half transformed. I crawled out.
The truth was stark. Titans were not monsters from nowhere. They were made from people. In this kingdom, Captain Takeda stood at the edge, his jaw set but his eyes betraying a crack. The man he hunted was not a traitor. Military police moved to seize Kenji, but the crowd, soldiers and civilians alike, instinctively formed a barrier. The truth could not be unspilled.
It's out. They know. Whatever happens to me now, the secret is broken.
Kenji finally stood, not as a ghost, but as a man with the truth carved into his skin. The first stone of the old world had been cast. Takeda's voice cut through the chaos, ordering the arrest of the scout who brought the fugitive, but he could no longer meet Kenji's eyes. Two burly MPs grabbed Riku from behind, snapping irons around his wrists. He offered no struggle.
It doesn't matter now. Kenji is safe. The truth is loose.
As Riku was bound, medical staff surged forward. Hana took Kenji's arm, shielding him from the crowd, leading him toward a guarded tent.
You are under medical protection now. No one will hurt you.
Kenji looked back, his eyes meeting Riku's. A silent exchange passed between them, gratitude, sorrow, and a promise.
I'd do it again.
Kenji's eyes glistened, but he held his head high as Hana led him toward the medical tent. Takeda watched the young scout disappear into the garrison wagon, a grim expression settling on his face. The square remained restless, the truth now a living thing. The court-martial would follow, but the walls of the old world had cracked, and a new day was seeping in. The days before the court-martial were quiet. Riku sat in his cell, his expression serene, the weight of his secret replaced by a different burden. Then, a visitor. Kenji, now cleaned and wearing a fresh medical coat, stepped into the prison wing, head high.
Riku, I don't know how to thank you. You gave me back my name.
You never lost it. They just forgot to see it.
You threw away everything for me. You'll be punished, and I can't stop it.
I threw away nothing that mattered. The truth was worth more than any rank.
Kenji's eyes glistened, but he didn't look away. For the first time in years, he saw himself mirrored in another's gaze.
Go, be the proof. That's all I ever wanted.
Kenji reached through the bars, and Riku clasped his hand briefly, one survivor to another. Then Kenji turned to leave, the corridor echoing with his footsteps. The trial awaited, but in that cell, two men had already won. The court-martial chamber was stark. Commander Mori presided, his lined face betraying nothing. Riku stood before the high desk, chains on his wrists, but his posture was straight.
I was a prisoner. They injected me with serum. These scars are the proof of what they tried to do.
Kenji pulled back his sleeve, the surgical marks stark against the pale skin. The court officers stirred uneasily.
You aided a known deserter, forged military documents, and disrupted a public inspection. How do you plead?
Guilty. I harbored him. I forged the papers, and I would do it all again.
A murmur rippled through the chamber. Kenji's eyes glistened from the gallery.
This soldier threw away his career for a truth. Madness or courage, perhaps the same thing now.
Commander Mori set down his pen. The room fell into a heavy silence, the sentence yet unspoken.
Whatever comes, the truth is out. That is my acquittal.
Scout Riku, you are guilty. But due to the extraordinary truth you brought to light, your sentence is reduced to 2 years confinement. You are stripped of rank.
2 years. A small price for a truth that will outlive us all.
In the gallery, Kenji's tears fell freely, but his shoulders were straight. He was no longer a ghost.
Thank you, Commander.
He turned toward the door, the iron around his wrists no heavier than the cloak he once wore. Outside the courtroom, the sun broke through the high windows, catching the dust like scattered hope.
I'll carry your name, Riku, until the day the truth is carved in stone.
Riku did not look back. He walked into the corridor that led to his cell, his heart lighter than it had been in months. The cell door closed behind him, but somewhere beyond the walls, the truth was already rewriting the world. And in the quiet of his confinement, Scout Riku closed his eyes, knowing he had done the one thing that mattered.